Hi friends, Maga Supreme here coming at you guys with another reading. So for this reading, I decided that I'm going to tell you guys about yourself. On a more serious note, this is exactly what I'm going to title the reading. Let me tell you about yourself. But more importantly, this would be like an aura reading. Like this is more so me getting a feel for your aura, your essence, for the person that you are, the energy that you carry, and how you present and how you are presented in the spiritual realm. Um, I felt a little bit of the energies here. I took some notes, and there's a lot of. First of all, this reading is going to be very fun. It was fun for me to even just sit down here and like really feel the hodgepodge of personalities that came through. Um, and even for this video, I've also channeled songs for you guys as well. I don't know how many people watch the intro, but yeah, this if you guys I'm gonna say it here just as a test to see who really watches my intros. Please leave a comment down below if you guys would like me to link the channeled songs that I got for your pals. So that way I can just like have them there for you guys to view and for you guys to watch. So we'll leave it at that. So without much further ado, we're going to get into the pal selection. So for pal selection, I made 7 whole pals for this reading. Yes, that's right, 7 whole pals. So with 7 pals, we're going to get into the selection. You guys will be picking runes. I wish I had them like in like stone form, but I have my runes also in the form of cards. So I'll show you what we got. So for pile 1, your rune is Fehu. For pile 2, your rune is Uruz. For pile 3, your rune is Raido. For pile 4, your rune is Isa. For pile 5, your rune is Berkana. For pile 6, your rune is Kaunaz or Kaunaz. And for pile 7, you have Nauthiz. So take the time to attenuate your energy to each of the piles. Figure out which ones is yours. Let me make sure I'm even doing this correctly. That I lift up all the piles as needed. Make sure I put them together in a nice little sandwich. And with that out of the way, we're going to get started with pile 1. If you chose the Fehu rune, then this reading is for you. So, quick disclaimer, the rune has nothing to do with your reading. It's just something that I put out there for you guys to attenuate to. Sorry for the deception. But, yeah. So we're going to get into this reading. Oh, one thing I have to say that I'm making sure I say before I start every reading is if you guys want to support my channel, the links to do so are in the description box. The more you guys like, the more you guys share my videos and the more comments that I get, the more inspirited I become to do more and more of these readings. Any amount or any modicum of support that you guys give are always like welcomed. But if you really want to support my channel, the links to do so are always in the description box. So thank you. So pile 1, let's get into it. I didn't really have a set spread set up, but I had one that's like really in my mind. And I'm going to go with what I saw in my head in terms of the spread. All right. Pile one, pile one, pile one. Oh, that's right. This was the ride or die pile. All right, pile one. Pile one, pile one, pile one. The energy that I got here was one of like loyalty, but I got it to loyalty to yourself. Like pile one, you are very invested in making sure that whatever it is that you want comes through and almost by whatever means necessary. The first card that you guys have is the Thief card. The Thief card means sheds lights on the potential wealth within you that can never be stolen. But the fact of the matter is, we have Thief and the Seven of Swords here, which kind of lets me know that it's stealing money, creative ideas, affection, or other powers you think you may lack. But I really feel like this is something that you guys have like changed with the death at the end of the deck. I mean, at the end of the spread. One of the things that I channeled for you guys was that maybe you guys had sticky fingers, but used to be thieves, but you changed your ways and life. One of the things that I also got was like, most children, like they end up like stealing things and things of that nature when they're younger until, because it's a thrill. It's something that they do. You could have been one of those like teenagers that, that stole, that chose to steal from stores or like to shoplift from time to time just for the thrill of it. Um, that's definitely very much in your energy. But as you got older, one of the things that I sensed here, and I wrote this down, so let me go to that, was that you have a lot of cards about like you are centered around your expression of yourself and of loyalty, and your throat chakra is very active because the two chakra cards that we have for you are bittersweet and workaholic. Both cards having to do with the throat chakra, and both cards talking a lot about like your dedication to expressing yourself. The bittersweet card is kind of telling me like you did have to, you are making amends, or like you had to make amends for a lot of things that you've done in your past, and now you're a much more reliable, committed, and stable person. Like you're a much more steadfast individual because you really changed your ways and you really grew up a lot. You really changed a lot, Pile One. Like that's the energy that I'm feeling here. With the Magician and the Nine of Pentacles, this is why I said that you probably did everything for yourself by any means necessary. We had the Magician, the Nine of Pentacles, and the Seven of Swords. Like you probably ended up like stealing a lot of stealing a lot of things, or like really like taking people ideas, stealing from like stealing from markets or clothing stores or things of that nature. This was like a really big aspect of your life, and it's something that's like really tinged in your aura here, because the tarot cards represent your aura, and this is just from the aura alone. Before I even pulled the Thief card, like because this card was the last one that I pulled. Before I even pulled the Thief card and just looking at your tarot cards, I got the feeling of like someone who did anything by any means necessary, who had sticky fingers but changed. And then the Thief card only confirmed it for me. Yeah, you guys have really undergone a big change and a big shift in your life. You're a much more positive person now. I'm really hearing like a reformed thief. Like who is it? I'm hearing Lupin the Third, but I don't think Lupin is a reformed thief. I think he's just a thief, but he's a gentleman thief. That's right, the gentleman thief. Yeah. That could be like your thing now. Like, before you were just like, a rough and tumble, rough around the edges person, but now you're a lot more refined. You could just be a lot more sneaky, and you're stealing of like creative ideas or like of things of that nature now. I'm sorry I can't get off this. Like the Thief card is like very clear with the Seven of Swords, and even with the ring, like, stealing jewelry or something. It's all very clear to me. The card that you had that's like the truest expression of your soul, since these are the soul journey cards, and I've asked for it and I set the intention for this to represent your soul and your spirit, is the worry card. I am learning that worry doesn't change an outcome. You probably was prompted to steal or prompted to like really like be about yourself by any means necessary due to the fact that you were probably worried about your finances, worried about like your well-being, worried about like having to make it through the day for your next meal or something like that. I'm sorry that I can't escape this energy of thievery, but this is what I got here. So let me check the written message. Yes, wow. Yeah, that's right, pal. When I really didn't do anything for you guys. Um, yeah. One of the other things that I got here is that you guys could be very sociable. You guys could like really be someone that's like really talkative, really good with your words here, especially with the Seven of Swords. Really good of like using your words to achieve your ends. Maybe now instead of just flat out stealing, you've learned to like manipulate a little bit better. You learn to like really have things like kind of go your way. Um, One of the things that I have to tell you guys, I should have gave this disclaimer before I gave the reading, is like I am a really nice person, but when it comes time for me to like really tell someone about themselves, I'm going to tell you about yourself. The good, the bad, and the ugly. And if this is not something that you want to hear about yourself, I'm sorry. You can click off and go check another reading that you resonated with. But you picked this pile for a reason, pile one. And don't just try to write it off as like a mistake because, oh, oh, I thought this was my pile, but it doesn't sound like me at all. Be real with yourself. Be real, pile one. Be real. I'm gonna say that right here, right now. Be real with yourself. There is this energy of like really seeing something, wanting to have it, and having it by any means necessary. And that's exactly like the energy and the vibe that I'm getting from you guys. And you guys are very committed to your goals, or even just committed to like your people. That's the reason why I called you guys the ride or die. Because another thing that I felt was like you guys were like very committed to your friends, and could be to like to your detriment from time to time. Like you could have got into like like stealing and shoplifting because you were with your friends and things of that nature. But part of the change and part of the growth that you underwent, pile one, was learning to be more independent, more self-sufficient, and having loyalty to yourself first before a loyalty to another person or group. Hmm. But you do have two major arcana cards here, which lets me know, like, you do have, like, some very palpable energy, power line. One of the things that I'm feeling like is, like, people are consider you to be very unassuming or, like, very attractive. Like I said, I channeled the energy of a gentleman thief. And one thing, you can't be a gentleman thief and be ugly. Whether you're a man or a woman, you can't be ugly. Because a part of a charm and allure has to go into that. You guys can be very charming, very good with your words, charismatic. And that's something that's like really coming out here. But deep down inside, there's always like that worry, that doubt about do I have, oh, I guess this is why I had to like bring out the Fehu rune. I thought it didn't have anything to do with your reading, but Fehu is all about money, all about abundance. And it's all about like, material things. That's exactly what that rune is, and it's exactly what it brings in. Like you guys could have like made your fortune or have your things off of like a stolen idea or like just like things that or unsavory practices is what I'm hearing. Like you guys could have made a fortune off with or like made a living with through unsavory practices or like work that other people really wouldn't want to do. There's an energy of that here, like especially with the bittersweet and the workaholic. Like these two chakra cards, since they're the throat chakra, they're all about like, your expression of yourself and all about like expressing like your needs, your desire, whether it's through communication, through art, through music, or any written or whatever forms. And like I said, one of the things that's also here with the thief card is the stealing of money or creative ideas or affection or other powers you think you might lack. Yeah, and there's really a strong sense that you got what you have from like mimicking other people or seeing what other people have done and like, really imitating that energy. But the thing is though, it did facilitate a change inside of you. And it did change you as an individual, power one. But I can't shake the energy of like someone that stole money, someone that possibly still is stealing money, but no, you guys have changed. Let me not. You guys have changed. I'm gonna give you that. I'm gonna give you guys the benefit of the doubt and say that you changed, Power One. But yeah, there's a There's a strong energy here of just like of thievery, or just like a strong determination or loyalty to achieve no matter what. So yeah, pile one, that's gonna be your reading. That's your aura, and consider yourself told about yourself. So whether you like it or not, that's it. Be blessed. We're gonna move on. If you chose the Uruz room, then this reading is for you. Let me set this to the side. Pile one was very interesting energy, to say the least. So we're going to get into pile two. One of the things that I should say before we get into your cards pile two is that if you want to support my channel, the links to do so are in the description box. You can donate money, book a reading with me, or donate cards. Everything, the instructions on how to do it and what to do and what to give are all in the description box. Support my channel, please. Thank you. All right, so now let's get into your cards pile two. Let me see. Oh, that's right. All right. Pile two. Your reading was a little bit more palatable. One of the biggest things that I got here from you guys is that you guys are very much content with where you are and as an individual. You guys, from the Clover card here, I can tell that you guys are very simple individuals. You guys could also be very optimistic, a little bit more upbeat. There's just a sense of like happiness and confidence here. Like you guys could be very comfortable where you are. There's a strong sense of comfort. But one of the things that I got here was also this could be very lonely because the Nine of Pentacles energy and the Six of Wands energy here could also be like energy of just like, I'm doing it, but I'm alone. Like I'm happy, but I'm alone. Especially in the Six of Wands. The Six of Wands is like someone who's surrounded by fake friends. If I had to really like do this like in terms of like energy, the person in the Six of Wands, they're just surrounded by admirers, people who like them for their status. And you could be someone with some kind of status or like money with the Nine of Pentacles here, pile two. And I really felt like you had to deal with the energy of fake friends or people just around you for what you have. And another thing that I picked out was like, this also made you like pretty lonely, pile two. Oh, I was already talking about that. That's the energy that's like really pervasive that I really had to write down. Something that really, really stuck out was loneliness. And one of the cards here, which is like the truest like expression of your soul, is failure. The failure card is, I understand that a mistake is only an opportunity to learn. I really feel, oh, that's right. This was this pile. That because you guys had wisdom and gratitude. I really feel like everything that you've learned and everything that you earned in your life, pile two, was hard earned. You got everything you need through trial and error. And one of the other cards that we have here is the Goddess card. That's really crowning your energy and like really like your character type. The Goddess card talks about the feminine expressed through wisdom, nature, life force, and sensuality. And you had two cards of wisdom here. But one of the things that I feel like, pile two, is that you guys are a little bit like older in age. Let me refer to my notes here. Yeah, happy-go-lucky, sort of lonely though. Down to earth and kind, but sort of lonely. Yeah. I said, but you also help others, content, simple, and a very strong essence of common sense. Could be called wise due to life experiences, and could be older, like around maybe 35 to like into your late 40s, or just be mature for your age. There's a tinge of sadness in this pile and wisdom that's hard earned. Like, and that's what I wrote down about this, you guys. Like, you guys could have like a sense of achievement in your life, but one of the things that gives me pause is the Six of Swords in reverse. The Six of Swords in reverse talks a lot about self sabotage, the unwillingness to move on, or like the unwillingness to change and to transform. I really feel like you guys have gotten to a point in your life, pile two, where you guys are just like, okay, I've done it. No more change, no more growth. I'm where I need to be. And at first I was channeling it as a negative, but now that I'm really looking at it, I think you guys are just kind of done. Kind of done with growth, kind of done with change. But one thing about the Uruz card is that change is an inevitable part of life, pal too. And this Uruz rune is going to be like the bull in the china shop. Um, One of the things that I feel like you guys really need to know is that change is a and I feel like you guys have already like known this because you guys are very wise beings, but change is an inevitable part of life. It's just as certain as death and taxes. So nothing is ever going to stay the same forever. And that's something that I feel like I have to warn you about, Paul, too. Because with the Six of Swords in reverse here, like it's like you guys have like already came out of like bad situations and you do not want to go back. You don't want nothing to change. You want to like put everything on lock. But nothing is ever truly on lock in life. Because things come, things go. Things stay for a season, a reason, or for even just, to as a monument. But either way, Pal 2, you guys have very good, very strong, very strong feminine energy. Like you guys are very wise. You guys are like you could be women, like but like I said, you guys could be older and you definitely earned every little bit of wisdom that you have. You guys have been through the ups and the downs of life. And I see that with the failure here as part of your soul's journey. Like you guys have been through the ups and downs of life. So there's no need for me to sit here and try to preach this, preach that. Like you guys been there, done that, and probably even wrote the book. Another card that you guys have is the Queen of Cups. The Nine of Pentacles and the Queen of Cups and the Six of Wands together just speaks of like you are where you want to be. And if you're not where you want to be, maybe you do feel like a failure. But I don't really feel that. I feel like you guys are exactly in a place where you want to be or like where you need to be or where you've brought yourself. But the fact of the matter is, Paul, too, like with your aura, with your energy, like I really love this aura and this energy. It's like, someone that's really been hardened, like not hardened because you guys are still kind and down to earth. And I channeled that from the Clover card and could be pretty lucky as well, but very kind and down to earth people. And one of the things that you have to realize, pal, too, like change is inevitable. Things change all the time. And a truly wise person is open to the energy of change and they know that change is going to happen. And that's something I should really feel like I have to tell you here. One other thing that I'm really feeling like just from your aura, like since this is an aura reading, is that you have a very green aura, pal, too. Your aura is very much green with a tinge of red, like which lets me know this has a lot to do with your heart and your root chakras. What does green and red combine to make? My color theory is like really bad, but with your I'm hearing orange. I don't know if that's right though. But either way, your aura has a mix of like the root and the heart chakra in it. And this is why I really feel like you're resistant to change because your aura, your energy is like very rooted, like very much connected to nature. But the thing is though, change happens. I really keep feeling like I have to say that because I really feel like this bull in the china shop energy. I really feel like if you're not ready, if you don't really like keep the possibility of change happening, it's going to come in your life like a wrecking ball pile too. And I feel like that's a warning, but it's a good thing for you guys because you guys really have achieved a lot. Like I said, the wisdom that you have in life, the wisdom that you accrued so far is hard earned. You guys really put your skin. You have skin in the game, and like you guys have skin in the game. Very wise people, like very wise people. I can't escape it. Like you have. Oh, that's right. Common sense. is what you guys have. You have common sense. And that's exactly what your life has taught you. Is like, the things that you can only learn through life experiences. Like you guys have that and you have it on lock. And one of the things that I have to tell you guys is be open to learning more, because there might be more lessons and more things heading your way. And I don't want you guys to be caught unawares. So, pile two, that's your aura reading. Consider yourself told. So, you have a good night and enjoy yourself. Be blessed. All right. If you chose the Raido room, pile three, then this reading is for you. Before I get into your cards, pile three, one thing I have to tell you guys is, if you guys want to support my channel, the links to do so are in the description box. You can donate cards, book a reading, or even just donate money if that's your twist. Anything that you guys decide to do will be a big boon and a big help. So thank you for watching, and let's get into your cards. So let's see what we got here for this pile. Jeez Louise. What is it with the same cards always showing up in these readings? Is it just like one person watching all my readings? All right. That's right, that was this pile. Pile three. And now I understand why you got the Raido room. Pile three. One of the biggest things that I see with you guys is that you had to learn to really be more self-sufficient. Yeah, you had to learn to be self-sufficient and learn that, you are the only person that you can depend on in this life. Or I feel like that's the energy that's cloaked your aura, is that you realizing that you're the only person that you can count on. We have the Three of Swords here and the Tower in reverse towards the end of your reading. The Three of Swords and the Tower in reverse tells me you've really been through a lot. There's been a lot of lessons that you had to learn. And the Tower in reverse, it could be read in one of two ways. It could be the fact that, you haven't really learned and absorbed those lessons. Or it could be read from the fact that, due to your experiences, you learned how to avoid tower moments. With the fact that you have the Queen of Pentacles and the Six of Swords, I think it's the fact that you learned how to avoid tower moments. You don't get caught unawares anymore. You really learn to really damper down this martyr energy, which is learning to transcend this nature of service to oneself or a cause. I really feel like this martyr energy where it says the service to oneself is definitely one thing that you've learned. And like I said, you learn to be more self-reliant and self-sufficient. You guys' channel message, channel song is Rose in Harlem by Tiana Taylor. It's called Rose in Harlem by Tiana Taylor. And this is about part of the song is about how she really had to learn how to do everything by herself. And she said it'd be the ones that, that say they'll love you, that don't be true. It'd be the ones who say they rock with you and they're not true. So this is all about deception, betrayal, and heartbreak all around, and not getting caught up in love. This is all about you having to really learn to depend on yourself, pile three. And this also is reflected in the truest sense of your soul. The soul journey card here is honesty. I can't always expect the truth from others, but I can expect it from myself. And the martyr card says, this is service to oneself. And the Raido room is all about the journey, about enjoying the journey and having a sense of personal freedom. It's also about being more of a noble soul. with that energy of like, really learning that you have to be like here independent for yourself, and the Six of Swords here, you really have been like really moving on to from your life and becoming more self-sufficient and independent with the Queen of Pentacles here. You really had to learn how to take care of yourself, pile 3. Really learn how to like really tend to yourself, tend to your own garden, and become a little bit more discerning and not so quick to rush into things anymore, pile 3. Not so quick to take the easy way out, not so quick to take shortcuts in life. Like you really got duped a lot, or like got duped fairly often in your life by trusting the wrong people. Like, because you could be like here in this feminine energy by trusting people to like really do for you, trusting people to like to do what they say, to like handle things for you, pile 3. But you realize that other people can't handle things for you because, I mean, if you're a lady and a woman, that you really have to like stand up and do something and do a lot of things for yourself. That no one is just going to sit around and do for you anymore. Pile 3. It's time for you. You had to learn to like really stand up and become more independent and self-sufficient, like an independent lady. One of the other cards that we have here is the Release card. And to me, the Release card talks about like really knowing your power, but knowing that, as you're going through storms, you're so much stronger than what you know. And this is something that you had to really learn about yourself, pile 3. You had to learn about your personal power, your inner strength, just how exactly what you're capable of, and really learn not to take the easy way out or to like expect other people to do things for you, pile 3, because there is this big sense of like heartbreak and disappointment from other people. Like, as you can see in this 3 of Swords, and like every 3 of Swords, like the swords are like piercing this heart from every which direction. And you even had the Tower card in reverse, which tells me like, you guys are learn to avoid this lesson, but this was a lesson that had to repeat in your life many, many times before you finally got the memo. This has really been like a journey for you to get to this point right now, to this point to where I can read you on with this aura and this energy. It really was a journey, and it really was, something that you, it was a wild ride I'm seeing, because even in this Raido room, this horse has like really wild eyes. He looks like, oh my God. This was a wild ride for you, pile 3. But the biggest thing and the biggest takeaway here is that you learned that, people aren't always honest. People aren't always who they say they are, and they don't always do what they say they're going to do. So you really learned that lesson, you absorbed it, and you're ready to move on in your life. Some advice here, pile 3, is to let go of that hurt from the past. Like, use it to shape your wisdom, but don't allow it to control your future experiences in love. Don't be afraid to open back up, to allow other people in, or to like really just like learn that there are people in this world that you can depend on. Only thing you've learned from your experiences is identifying the people who you can't lean on. So keep that in mind, but don't let your past experiences sour your life or sour your outlook. Let me see if there's anything else that I wrote for you guys. Yeah. So I put the Rose in Harlem. Dynamics around trust and self-reliance. Lessons learned harshly. And before I even like looked at what I've written, like this is exactly what I channeled. So I'm spot on. So yeah, pile 3. Consider yourself read and consider yourself told about yourself. Enjoy your reading. Enjoy your night. Be blessed. Pile 4. If you chose the Isa room, then this reading is for you. Before I get into your cards, pile 4, before I get into your cards, I gotta tell you this. If you want to support my channel, the links to do so are in the description. You can book a reading. You can donate a deck, or you can even donate money, which, I greatly appreciate. Also, make sure you guys and leave a comment as well. I always love reading the comments, and I respond to everyone that I get. So any way that you guys choose to support my channel, I am A-okay with. Now let's get to your reading. So, pile 4. Let's set these cards out. Sad boy, sad boy. What you gonna do? What you gonna do when it comes for you? Sad boy, sad boy. Yeah, pile 4. It's a lot of sadness in this reading. But what's really funny here is I think this is this pile that I was looking forward to. Yes. Yes. This is the pile I was looking forward to. Okay, pile 4. One thing that I channeled for you guys was one that you guys are probably very young. Because we have the 6 of Cups here. We have the Child card, and even the card about the nature of your soul is imagination. Like very young, very vibrant energies. You could be what age range should I give you guys? From like age 13 to about like your early 20s. So to about like maybe 23. So about 13 to 23. That somewhere along that age range. If you're older than that, then this Child card here, this is from Spirit and not from me, calls you immature, impetuous, and a little slow to learn, a little slow to mature. If you want to, one thing that you guys need to know about me, and my newest subscribers probably don't know this about me, but I really, I really don't hold back. I'm not much for the sugarcoating. The only time that I really sugarcoat, because I have to get into the practice of that because my guys yell at me if I don't. But when I tell you I'm going to tell you about yourself, I'm going to tell you about yourself. So this is what you came for, and this is what you're going to get, pal, for. So one of the things that I got here for you guys, which is really beautiful actually, is that you have the Healer card. The Healer card talks about passion to serve others by repairing the body, mind, and spirit, the ability to help transform pain into healing. And one of the things that you guys have here is a lot of pain, because you have the 9 of Swords, the 5 of Cups, and even on a bottom deck card for you guys was the 8 of Swords. So you guys have really been through a lot. But what I've heard as I was really reading the energy for this pile is growing pains. You guys really have been learning to grow up. Yeah, you guys have really been growing up. One of the things that I really feel here is you could be like a teenager with anxiety, and what teenager doesn't have anxiety these days? Pretty much anxiety and teenagers go hand in hand. So that's a part of the reason why I also felt like you guys could be younger or in your early 20s. There was a lot of loss and a lot of learning that you had to do. It could be the loss of friends, just a lot of growing pains. I can't escape that word. I can't escape it. It's growing pains. But one of the things here, Paul, too, is that you guys could also be very creatively inclined, because we have the Imagination card here. The Imagination card talks about I embrace and nourish the creative aspect of my mind. You guys, one of the biggest things that I know about Gen Z, or I think even if you're in your early 20s, you're still Gen Z. One of the biggest things that I know about Gen Z, and I guess late millennials, is that you guys are a very creative bunch and a very creative breed of people. You guys are definitely types that march to the beat of your own drum, but that's a really beautiful thing. One of the things that I got here for you guys, though, even though you guys are young, I really feel like you guys are learning your lessons at a much better pace than your peers. Because one of the things that we have here is the card of renewal and the card of impartiality. The renewal and the first card of your spread is the Ace of Pentacles. This talks about a refresh and a new beginning in your energies. You guys are tired of like crying. You guys are tired of anxiety. And one of the things that you decided to do was to learn how to start healing yourself. That's probably why you're here at the tarot card reading, why you got enough into spirituality to know what tarot is and to like learn about like the healing properties of it. So that's a big reason why you guys are like a little bit ahead of the curve. And I'm gonna give you that powerful. You guys could be ahead of the curve and a little bit more higher up than your peers. The card of impartiality talks about getting your emotions out of it. You stopped getting so emotionally invested in everything because you realize being so emotionally invested in everything in your life has only led to anxiety. It's led to sadness and loss. Led to sadness and loss, anxiety, and just overall undue stress. Learning to like get your emotions out and to become more still and more calm with the Esau rune, Esau rune here, becoming more still and calm, not only in mind but also in body and spirit. I really feel like you guys are like growing. So here's your channel thing that I got from you guys when I was going through like the piles and preparing your energies pile for. So that's right. When I pulled your cards differently from everyone else. And what this tells me is that you guys are very much individuals. And that's exactly what I was channeling about you guys, like and being Gen Z, about how you guys are very different, very creative people. When I pulled your cards, I did so in like a very old style. You know, now most people just kind of shuffle and see what comes out. But I did it in an old French way where I laid the cards out and I just like picture cards out that way. It's a very different style, a very old school style, but it was something that I felt like I had to do for you guys because no cards were coming out, just jumping out. I had to individually fill your pile. This is the pile that I actually had to fill. Like I couldn't just like sit here and like just think about you guys. Your energy, your spirit is it's really strong. It's really palpable. Like I said, Gen Z is nobody to play with. I have respect for Generation Z in terms of their spirit power and their energy. You guys are very, very spiritual, very much connected to this earth and very much connected to the spiritual realms because you all are a bunch of weirdos. And one thing, and I know you guys might really groan at this, but the Bible says that God's people are a peculiar people. They're oddballs, they're weirdos. They don't really fit in with what's popular, what everyone is about. You guys are very much trendsetters and very much different from the generations that came before you because you guys are our future. They say that about kids in every generation, but I feel like Gen Z, you guys are really our future. So if you're not like a young bull, as I like to say, since, you know, I'm from Philly, if you're not like a young bull and this reading is for you, then just realize that, you know, you carry very young energy. You can be a younger soul. You can be what you want to call a kid at heart, which is really just a young soul. You know, you don't have a whole lot of wisdom stored up from past lifetimes inside of you. You're really learning and developing your wisdom as you go. Um, so yeah, that's the message for if you're older than your early 20s or in your teenage years. But if you in your 20s, I mean in your early 20s or like a teenager, just know that you're advancing and developing a little bit ahead of your peers. You guys might really be different, might really be outcasted from your peer group and the people around you, and might really be seen like the weirdos of weirdos. So let me get into like your channel stuff. So the other thing that I got was that you guys could be younger, like 13s to early 20s, emotional and anxious, but getting better, which is, I made sure I touched on that before I read this, so that's good. And you guys' song is Caillou's theme song. And it made me bust out laughing when I was channeling your energy and I heard it was, growing up is not so tough, except when I had enough. That's exactly the phrase that I got for you guys. If you're too young to know who Caillou is, leave a comment and I will definitely like link his Now, I'll link whoever comments for Power 4. I'll link you to his theme song so that you guys can like hear it and like really understand it. The thing about Caillou is that he it was a show that really teach children, young children, about life lessons and things of that nature. Caillou was a kids show that was like fairly popular for about however old this little girl looks. It was like for a show about kids her age, about like 5, 6, 7, and 8. So it was funny that I got that theme song for you guys. But like I said, you guys are getting better and you're growing each and every day, and that's also in the song as well. Like you're growing up and you're getting better each and every day and getting more wiser. I'm also hearing Rugrats All Grown Up. I'm all grown up and I really want to shout it out. Um, so yeah, I can definitely link you to that song as well for the theme song for Rugrats All Grown Up. You guys know how to work the YouTubes. You guys can go ahead and like pull up that song. But Caillou is a little bit harder to spell, so if you guys want to hear that theme song, just leave a comment and I got you, Power 4. But yeah, that's the essence of your message. Young soul, very anxious, very emotional, but you're learning to get your emotions out of things and be a little bit more rational and inside your head to think things through a little bit better. Learning how to do that is really healing your energies and causing the renewal and change. And it's also going to bring about a lot of good luck in your life and better opportunities. So you won't be so as immature. Yeah, you won't be as immature to really push away good opportunities and things of that nature. You'll be more open, have a better presence of mind. You guys are also very creative. Don't ever lose your creativity. Let that carry you and let that fuel your soul, young ones. Let it fuel your soul, my little lion cubs. So yeah, Power 4, that's the quick summary of your reading. Those are the spark notes. Thank you. Be blessed. All right. Better now. If you chose Power 5, the Berkana room, then this reading is for you. Before we jump into your reading, Power 5, I do want to say this. I need you guys to, support my channel. The links to do so are in the description box. You can do it by, liking this video, commenting, donating decks, booking a reading, or even just donating money if that's your thing. But any kind of way that you decide to like support and show love and, give me encouragement to continue on, anything would be wonderful and anything would be appreciated. And thank you for your help and your support. So Power 5, let's get into your cards. So the very first thing that I remember about you, Power 5, is that you guys are very secretive people. I felt that all in your energy before I even like really started pulling anything for real. The first thing I got was like, you guys are secretive, period. And one thing that I got very strongly here is masculine energy. I really feel like if you pick Power 5, you are a man, or you have very strong, very mannish energy, could even have mannish features. If you consider yourself a dainty little lady and you pick Power 5, this isn't the Power for you. This isn't. This is not it. Because this is definitely very strongly masculine energy. Women can carry masculine energy, and that is true. But if this hearing like the fact and being called a man and being called masculine energy is offensive to you, then this is not your Power. Because that's exactly what I channeled here. One of the things that I got here, Power 5, is that you're very clever, that you're very clever and intelligent, and that you guys are very secretive. Because we had the Page of Swords here with the High Priestess. The Page of Swords and High Priestess, like I said, as you can see, she's kind of like covering her face with this book. Like you can't see her completely. And with this guy here in the Page of Swords is notorious for being someone that's like witty and clever. You guys are very You guys don't show your hand. Like, I really feel like you guys have like a really good poker face. If you don't play poker, you probably should because you guys would be really, really good at it. But one of the things that I see here though is that you guys have a lot of hurt in your heart and you've been disappointed. And look, you can even see in this Three of Swords, this is why I like it. The hands are still there, still driving the swords in. Like, and most Three of Swords, like, you don't see the hand, you just see the aftermath. But in this one, like, you can still see these niggas, like, stabbing that heart. So which lets me know, like, you might still be dealing with fake friends or like that kind of energy all around you, Pile 5. But the thing is, though, like, you are very much loved by the spiritual realm, Pile 5. Divine masculine energy. You're very much loved and protected here with the Berkana rune. The Berkana rune is all about like the Earth Mother. To me, it's the rune that represents Gaia, represents Mother Earth, and you guys are very much supported through like your pain. Because one thing that you guys do get is the resolve and the energy to carry on. Um, you guys don't just sit back and let life pass you by here with the dissipating card coming out. Another thing about this card is that it's a solar plexus card, so confidence, that masculine energy is the sun energy. Very, very strong masculine energy coming out here, you guys. Like, you guys are very, and I'm going to keep saying guys because I'm not going to really, if you're a woman and you're watching this, I'm sorry, but I'm really going like put this towards like men and divine masculine energy. Because I really feel like if you're picking this pile, you're a guy, or, you could resonate or, identify as a male or identify as a more masculine woman. So I'm going to just call you guys. But yeah, you carry a lot of hurt in your heart. But the good news is, like, you guys are being given the strength to carry on. One of the other things that I got here was the bear card, and I asked, now set the intention for my Lenormand cards here to represent a personality trait or you guys' personality. And with the bear coming out for you guys' personality, you could be very stocky, well built, or like fit, because we also have the card of the athlete card here. You could be very stocky, well built, or fit, or in shape. You could be like really tall. One of the other things that I get is like, you guys could like really have a real how can I say, I don't want to say off-putting, a real intimidating look about you. You guys can look really, really intimidating, but deep down inside you guys are very soft and like pretty loving. As much as you try to hide it, as much as you try to like mask it, you guys are pretty soft and pretty loving, because there's been people who's been able to get close enough to drive swords into your heart, and you can't do that, and people can't do that if you're so hard-bodied like that. People just get repelled away from you. Like, that's not your energy, and that's not your stilo, Power 5. Like, you guys just have a certain look about you, but you guys aren't what meets the eye here. With the perception card here, and I really channeled the energy that you guys could stand to be a little bit more kind. Like, we do have the card of adversity here, which says that I accept challenges. I accept that challenges are the best way to learn. And the athlete card talks about meeting challenges head on and like using them to like really develop your willpower and the strength of your spirit. But the thing is, though, Power 5, is even though you're really ready to meet challenges head on and you don't really mind that kind of stuff, be careful not to let that stuff like harden your heart and to like really sour you. Like I said, you guys have a very intimidating look, but you're a little bit softer in the heart. And I really feel like these past experiences in love and disappointment with friends, family, and lovers, it's really been causing you to harden your heart a little bit. And if you do that, then that'll be a real shame in the world, Power 5. The world needs people like you, for very strong and masculine dominated people to show like their feminine side with their feminine energy here, with the Berkana rune and the high priestess coming out here. Like, you do have a feminine side, and don't take that the wrong way, guys. Like, please don't take it the wrong way. It just means that you do have a certain sensitivity, a certain sense of empathy. Like, you are not a thug. Because thugs don't have empathy. Thugs are the people that can take a life and, still wake up the next morning and do what they got to do. They feel a little guilt about it, but they're able to like put that stuff off and probably go kill again. But you guys aren't like that. You guys just have a very tough look about you. But the high priestess in the Berkana room tells me all about it. And I'm gonna tell you about yourself, Power 5. You guys have a soft spot. You guys can be very soft. And don't lose that part of you, because that part of you is very, very strong and is powerful. It's not as powerful as your masculine energy, but it steers and it guides you in very subtle ways that you probably don't even recognize, Power 5. One of the things that I'm feeling like, if you guys, I just keep hearing tarot reader. Like if you pick Power 5 and you're a male tarot reader, then you already understand the importance of like your feminine energy. Because it's through your feminine energy that you're allowed to intuit into things, or to even just like feel like that kind of energy. So keep that in mind, Power 5. Let me see. What else do I got here? The next card, you have 2 page cards. You have the Page of Swords and my favorite, the Page of Pentacles. So with the Page of Swords and the Page of Pentacles, like I said, that's very masculine energy to me. But it's also like the energy that's dedicated to improvement, and to the energy that's dedicated to learning, the enrichment of your mind, and the gaining of talent, skills, and knowledge. Being, like I said, you guys are very intelligent. And even in the dissipating card, one of the qualities associated with this card is high intelligence. So you guys are as smart as a whip. Even if other people might not see it or ever give you your props for it, you guys have a healthy bit of intelligence about you. The Athlete card here is dedication to transcending physical limits, including handicaps, and development of personal willpower and strength of spirit. But one of the things that I always like get from the Athlete card is the desire to improve, the desire to be better than who you was before. And that is a very, very, very masculine trait. To want to grow, to change, and to improve, and to always beat your personal best. So let me get into some of the things that I channeled for you, Power 5. Oh, your song. If you guys don't know this song, you can write me in the comments, Power 5, and I'll link you to it. But your song is J. Cole, and it's Trouble. And set it off to the left, set it off to my right. Gunshots into the air, but I ain't scared for my life. You guys are very brave. Yes. And it's that look about you. It's that energy that you carry, Power 5. So let me read. Can be very secretive, clever, have pain in their heart but moves forward, masculine energy. You could be stocky, almost certainly male, or have a male aura. Could be a boss, a leader, or a manager, and could do with a change in mindset, because that's also the perception card here. You can do with a change in your mindset. And that's what I was talking about with not letting your feminine energy die out, like not letting that little softness in your heart become hard. You need to keep that. That's important. Let's say, and be a little more kind, and could be changing slowly. Yeah, you guys are like changing slowly. You guys are really realizing, or it could be changing for the worse now that I've already channeled the energy and I felt like I had to give that reminder. So you guys one thing that you guys got to remember is to keep your heart soft. Like, you can guard it a little bit better. You can keep it a secret or whatever. You can really rely on your intimidating looks, but never lose that heart, Power 5. That's important. That's going to lead you to so many blessings in your life. Don't lose that. Yeah, I think that's your reading, Power 5. Consider yourself told. So, you have a good day and enjoy your life, man. Be blessed. Power 6. If you chose the Kaunaz room, then this reading is for you. Now, Pile 6, before we even get into your cards, I do have to say this. If you guys want to support my channel, the links to do so are in the description box. You can donate a deck, donate money, or you can even, book a reading. Why am I forgetting that? Or you can even book a reading with me. Um, Please leave a like. You can comment as well, because I do love the comments, especially from this pile, because this is going to be very juicy. So anything that you guys decide to do to support me is well appreciated. So pile six, I was waiting for you guys. I was waiting for your reading. Your reading was by far my favorite. I think your energy is very amusing. It's very, very amusing. Super amusing. So every time I do a reading, there's always at least one pile that gets extra cards. And pile six, yeah, you guys are pile six. Pile six, you are the pile that got extra cards. So your overall energy, pile six, the biggest thing that I got here was that you guys are very deliberate. You guys are very calculating. We have the Two of Wands and the Two of Pentacles here, and the Hangman, which lets me know like your energy is very slow, very steady. You don't make a move unless you thought that move out. Like, you guys plan ahead, you make sure that you're always a step ahead, and you try your best to really do what you got to do in those regards. One of the other things that I channeled from you guys is that you really learn from your mistakes. You don't make the same mistake twice, and if you do make the same mistake twice, you really beat yourself up about it. Like, you guys are your biggest critic. And you guys are your own role models. You guys are your own worst enemy. You guys are like, it's just a me energy with you guys. Like, everything is about you, pile six, and all your actions are all about how can you move yourself forward. What can you do to like achieve what it is that you got to do? Who do I got to step on next? Pile six. Because one thing that I did say as I was going through your cards and I was feeling your energy is like, this feels like the energy of a villain. Like, this feels like the energy of a cold, calculating villain. And then once I said that, and I felt that energy, when I pulled your Lenormand card, which I was channeling for your personality, I got the scythe. And guess what the scythe says? Calculating, an evil person, you know, or and what's the other word that I'm looking for? Oh, and indifferent. Like I said, who do I have to crush next? Oh, I gotta throw this person under the bus to get what I want? Bet. Because here you have the discipline card. I can accomplish whatever I set my mind to, and by golly, pile six, you will achieve it. People might not like your methods. You may leave a trail of broken hearts along your way, or people might feel disappointed or sad about you, just as people disappointed you. But you don't mind like doing what you gotta do to achieve what you gotta achieve, pile six. Because with this faith card here, you believe in yourself and you believe in your own power. And that's one of the things that we got here with the Kaunaz rune. The Kaunaz rune is all about enlightenment, about power, about having a flame. You guys could see yourselves as someone that very could see yourselves as divine, could see yourself as kings, could see yourself as noble. I felt like a really big ego, and this doesn't have to exactly be ego driven, because the fact of the matter is, speaking from one king to possibly another, is that this is very much the energy of kings. You can't rule without being very disciplined and strong in your mind, without really thinking ahead, without trying to account for other possibilities, without really trying to maneuver your way in court. This kind of energy is the energy of a very successful king. Okay? So don't think I'm sitting here trying to condemn you guys, or like really trying to make you feel bad, calling you evil and stuff like that. No. What people might deem as evil, pile six, is really just I would say a reluctance, but really is a proclivity to doing whatever it means to do to succeed and to achieve. Now, like I said, it does result in some people being hurt, but you can't make an omelet without cracking a few eggs, pile six. So that's one of the things that I have to say. For you guys channeled song, and I really feel like I have to say this, you guys' energy pile 6 was trying to trick me. You guys were really trying to mislead me and not really allow me to see the truth of who you really are, pile 6. And again, that goes in with the scythe energy of being very calculating, even down to your spirit. You're a very calculating individual. So if that really resonates with you, just know that that's who you are deep down inside, and it's not something to be ashamed of. Your mental prowess, and I dare say genius, is something that you should really hold true to yourself and be very much proud of. Even if it does result in you guys being a little bit of a lone wolf and like really being by yourself often. Because the only person who doesn't disappoint you is you. And, that's it. So your two cards that I got here, which was your extra cards, were the engineer and the warrior. And this was very, very clear to me. The engineer is the ability to give creative energy a practical expression, talent for designing resolutions to common dilemmas. And here you have the warrior. The warrior is the strength, skill, discipline, and toughness of will, heroism, stoicism, and self-sacrifice and conquering the ego. Now, the biggest thing here from the warrior card is the strength, the skill, and the discipline, and the toughness of will, and the stoicism. I don't really feel much around heroism and self-sacrifice. Like I really don't see that, because you more so embody like a little bit of the shadow attributes of the warrior, which is trading ethical principles for victory at any cost, indifference, and here go that word again, indifference to the suffering inflicted on others. And that's what I said, by any means necessary. You guys will achieve your goals and you guys will do what you're going to do by any means necessary. Because you guys are you only believe in yourself. You guys only believe in yourself. The thing about the engineer energy though, like you guys will really find a way. Um, Oh, okay. I didn't even read the shadow energy. So the shadow energy of the engineer is reliance on mechanistic solutions without regards for emotional consequences. So yeah, they both like turn into the energy of indifference, of just like being very cold, calculating individual, very slow and deliberate, and really making sure that you guys like really achieve whatever it is that you want to achieve, no matter the cost and no matter what you got to do. I really feel like this might be the pile that might know a little bit about anime. So the energy that I got for you guys was the energy of Dio Brando, from JoJo's Bizarre Adventures. The thing about Dio is that Dio was not only was he strong, handsome, intelligent, because if you didn't know, Dio was actually my favorite character. Not only was he strong, handsome, intelligent, but he was also cruel, calculating, and successful. The thing about Dio is if it wasn't for like the Joestars having plot armor, the Joestars having, blessed blood and blessed genetics, no one would have ever been able to beat Dio. He had like the strongest stand, arguably the strongest stand in his universe. Like no one was ever going to come close to that man. But something that he couldn't plan for was the strength of the Joestar bloodline. That's something that no one could have seen, and not even he. And the fact of the matter is, he even counted the strength of the Joestar bloodline into his plans. Like, wait a minute. Like, I know this nigga Joe Turo is a Joestar, so I know he's going to be powerful. Let me not just approach him casually. Let me freeze time and throw knives at him. Let's try this plan, because he's not really good with projectiles. Like, even in the middle of a heated life or death battle, Dio was still calculating, still scheming, and he even took his opponent's strengths into like consideration, and was able to be a little bit more real with himself about like, if I go close, I'm gonna get hurt. So let me just throw stuff at this nigga. So this is like the energy that I got for you guys, like an evil genius. And you guys don't have to be evil. I'm just throwing a word here because like it's fun for me to call you guys evil. I very seldomly get licensed from my spirit guides to speak freely in a reading. So now I'm gonna speak freely because I'm gonna tell you about yourself, Pile 6. But you guys are very much just like calculating, cold and calculating. And that's the energy of the scythe here, describing your personality. And even with the discipline card, I can achieve whatever I set my mind to. Like you guys, very strong energy. You have the tools to succeed, and you will by any means necessary. Oh, the channeled song for you guys that I got, and if you want a link to this, you can like leave a comment and I'll like give you the link. But it's the song from Aladdin from the intro, and it's called One Jump. Because you gotta be one step ahead of the sword, one space ahead in the bread line. You always gotta be one step ahead, and that's the energy that I got for you guys. You always like, and I said that before at the beginning. You guys like to be one step ahead. This whole thing that I got here could have been like off the fact that you guys had to live a hard life. Cause before I found the name of the actual song, what I heard was like street rat. So you guys could have been called street rats, or you could have been like an orphan, or just had to grow up as someone who didn't really have like the best upbringing, like a diamond in the rough, or a genius like that grew up in like in bad circumstances, like Dio Brando. He grew up with a drunken, abusive father who was really just like trash as a human being. And that can be like very much a mirror to your situation in your life. Growing up in a situation that you just consider trash and wanting and desiring to be better. And, knowing that you have the intellect and the capacity and the potential to be better than your surroundings and your upbringing. And that's something that I resonate with very strongly, Pal 6. So just know that I'm not condemning you. I don't judge you. I relate to your energy a lot. So with that being said, consider yourself told, Pile 6. Be blessed and enjoy your life. If you chose Nauthiz, pile number 7, then this reading is for you. Before we get into your cards, pile 7, I do have to say this. If you guys want to support my channel, the links to do so are in the description box. You can book a reading, donate money, donate cards, which I love, or you can just choose any other way that you want to support by either liking this video, please like the video, by commenting, or even just subscribing and sharing this video. So any way that you decide to support is A-okay with me. Thank you for your support and your time, Pile 7. Now let's get into your cards. So, Pile 7, your energy is very familiar to me. I have a very close affinity to your energy. And I love it. Your cards, which is the tarot cards, which represent your aura and your energy, is very blessed, is very divine. You have the Moon, the Magician, the Ace of Swords, and the Star. And with these 4 cards together, I'm going to read it as an energy as a whole. You are a very strong being, a very strong spirit in this world, Pile 7. You guys are unbendable and unbreakable. And the thing is, though, with this being the number 7 and with such like heavy spiritual numbers coming in, that's a synchronicity in and of itself. Because the number 7 is not only my favorite number, but it's also a number that's very intensely spiritual and indicates spiritual power, spiritual support, and spiritual prowess. The only other card that can really like do something like that or indicate that is the number 11. But you guys, which is made up of 2 wands, which is the card of the Magician. Not to mention that the Magician also rules the sign of Gemini, so you guys can be a Gemini, a Cancer, or an Aquarius. But with the Magician and the Ace of Swords, we have we have more air energy coming out here than water. So Gemini, Aquarius, or an air sign is like very, very, very likely here. That is the very, 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 very likely. One of the things here, though, Pile 7, I keep wanting to call you Pile 4. Pile 7 is that you guys are very, very intensely spiritual. You guys, even if you don't live a very spiritual lifestyle, your life in and of itself is spiritually led. So if you keep wondering why things No, actually, there is no wondering because the two cards that I pulled for you from your soul as a direct message from your soul is purpose and change. Purpose is I know what I am here to do. And change is I understand that nothing can grow or evolve without movement. You and the other card that's really like characterizing your energy is the Messiah, like serving humanity with humility. You guys are very, very divine. But the thing is, though, with the path to divinity is paved. It's paved with hardship. And I should know this because I know well. The path to divinity, the path of the Messiah, the path of the Savior is filled with a lot of hardship and is filled with a lot of grief, a lot of sadness, a lot of pain, and a lot of lonely nights. One of the biggest thing here is that we do have like the star card at the end of your reading. We start with the moon and end with the star. The star card is all about hope, faith, renewal, but it's also about star power. One of the things that I really felt about you guys and felt about your energy, and it showed up with the tower card as part of your personality, is that you guys are meant to lead. You guys are meant to be at the forefront of something, an innovator, a changer. And I really feel like this is going to come about in the realm of spirituality, or it's going to be how spirituality affects the world. But one of the things that I was saying here about you guys is that the path of the Messiah, the path of a divine being, is filled with like a lot of challenges. And that's why you guys had the rune of Nauthiz. Nauthiz is a malefic rune. Um, it's a rune that indicates friction, challenge, a need that needs to be fulfilled. And this is by no stretch of the imagination an easy life or anything that you're meant to like lead. Or yeah, it's not an easy life that you're meant to have, Pile 7, especially with the change card coming out here. The thing is, though, that growing and evolving is very difficult because people are resistant to change. A lot of people are resistant to growth. But one thing that I said in the first pile is that change is inevitable and change is a part of life. It's just as certain as death and taxes. So one of the things that you guys really understand is that you're here to change. It's your purpose in life. You were brought here. You signed up to come here to be a savior, to be a servant of humanity, and do it with humility and with humbleness. You guys are here to change the world. Or whether it's just like change a community, change it on a global scale, or just change and impact the lives of the people around you. Either way, Pal 7, you guys have a very strong and very, very divine purpose here. Like, this cannot be understated. Another thing that we have here is the cross. The cross is like someone that is represented by someone who has burdens that they have to carry in their life. And like I said, with the Nahutis room, this path that you incarnated in, Pile 7, and I'm going to talk to you like on a very spiritual terms, because if you're not very spiritual, if you are just having a hard time understanding what I'm saying, you probably came to this reading too soon, or, this just isn't your pile. But either way, if you don't understand what I'm saying, if you don't resonate with this, then this is most certainly not your pile. Because if this is your pile, you'll get what I'm talking about. You'll have a semblance and understanding that the path of a divine being, someone who's really meant to be great and really meant to change this world, is by no stretch of the imagination is easy. You could have been having it hard from the jump, being born in like with people who don't support you, who don't understand you, and always in friction and always encounter with other people. And that's one of the things here with the tower and the cross together. You bear the burden of leadership, the burden of kingship, the burden of leader. And heavy is the head who wears the crown, Pile 7. You guys have a strong purpose in your life, whether you like it or not. You guys have a strong purpose in your life. And you're going to have to understand that and and it's going to be revealed to you slowly but surely. And I say that because we have the quest card here. The quest card talks about like not really having like the full picture of what's going on, but just things happening one step at a time. With each step that you take forward, the path becomes more and more clear, and we have the energy of miracle here. Not only does this lend itself to the divinity of your energy and the divinity of your path, but this also speaks to me of the heavy spiritual existence that you have. And a little bit, and even going deeper than that, this also speaks to me of your character. Not only are you someone who's very heavy in faith and have a faith and are destined, if you don't know this, You are destined to have a faith walk, a life led by faith, a life led by spirit, a life led by divine. And in order for this life to be ensured and for you to complete your mission, you need to have a sense of integrity. Because the miracle card talks about good deeds and things happening through right actions, through having a sense of integrity, humility, and a kindness and well being towards man and all creations. Another thing that I said about the number 11, now that I'm looking at it, the magician is a 1 and the ace of swords is a 1. So here we have the number 11 showing up in the reading because the magician and the ace of swords came out together. So you guys have a mark of mastery, a master's mark, the mark to lead. You guys are fated and destined to lead. This is your destiny, Pile 7. You are meant to change this world, whether it's just changing it on a global scale, like I said, changing just the view, changing the way that people see things around you, or just changing like things on a more like personal and impactful level with just the people in your close circle. Either way, you're meant to stand out and you're meant to be someone great, Pile 7. Let me see what did I channel for you guys. The first thing I heard once I looked at your cards and I seen your aura, the first thing I heard was Magic Man. The Tower card is a person in the public eye or on a public forum. That's right. You guys could be leaders, managers already. You guys could be have a social media platform where you lead or talk to other people, such as a YouTube channel, an Instagram page where you organize events. But either way, you are in the public eye. People see you, and it could be a fair amount of people who know your name or know your moniker already, Pile 7. You are an authority. And I also got that from the Tower card as well. An authority or leader. You are spiritually guided. A life of burden with a cross to bear and a heavy spiritual responsibility. You can't escape that part of your life, Pile 7, is your fate. Kind, determined, and powerful, clear on life's purpose and prone to change and here to change. A leader, humble, brave, and selfless. You have such kind and really strong qualities, Pile 7. These are the makings and the markings of not only a kind and noble leader, but of a hero. You have a great purpose in this life, Pile 7, and I'm so happy to be able to give this reading to you guys. Like, this is very beautiful energy, and it's really nice to like have this energy here. Like, Pile 7, I don't sugarcoat nothing. I got free reins from my guys to really, really speak freely during this whole entire reading. And as such, I'm not going to like hold back so I can appear as humble or anything like that. So I won't seem arrogant to my audience. You have a purpose in this life. You are here for a divine reason. You have divine power inside of you, Pile 7. Do not take this reading lightly. Do not take that responsibility lightly, because if you do, you will pay the price. And you probably already seen that in your life where you do something wrong. You're not really upholding yourself in the most integral or with integrity. You almost always get bit and feel the sting of your actions, of your wrong actions very, very clearly. You need to maintain clarity in mind, a strong and directed will, and really make sure that you keep in close communication and that your communication is clear, effective, and consistent with people. Because you have a very strong intuition, and your will and your power, it can manifest in this world in so many different ways. You need to make sure that you're very disciplined with your energy, because you have a purpose in this life and you know what it is, Pile 7. If you don't know what it is, then like I said, you might have came to this reading a little too early and you're not ready for this message yet. But I know a lot of people will stay and listen because the energy here is very good. But if you don't know your life purpose, if you don't really understand your life purpose or even have an inkling, then you came to this reading too early and this is not yet your time. Because this is for those of us who know what we are here to do, who know who we are, and we know the energy that we carry and the responsibility that we bear. So consider yourself told, Pile 7. So thank you for your energy. Thank you for your time. This was great. And please be blessed, even though you already know that you are. Bye.